Hello everyone. In this section, we will learn more about method of arrays. In previous sections, we already discussed about how to initialize array and explored some methods. But in this video, we discussed about more about methods and as well as interview based question. So first is a map method. So what is a map method? So map is a higher order function. So it takes a functions and after that produce a new array without modify original array. If you want to or need apply functions to each element, then use map. So now discuss about five questions and implement using map. So first one is square array. So let us create one array numbers and after that 1 2 3 4 and 5, and after that let us declare new array and here print numbers dot map method, and it takes two arguments. First one is num, which iterate through each element of numbers, and another is index. If you don't want to pass a parameter of index, it will correctly working. So first of all, let us try to print index and console new array. So you can see, clear the screen, and you can see it prints index 0 to 4. And after that square element, we need to here use return keyword. Return num into num. You can see 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25. And after that, another question is capital the string. So let create another array fruits and then give apple, banana, and grapes. Now const capital string and then pass fruits array using map method, and inside pass fruit, and if you want to pass index then write index, otherwise it is okay. And after that return fruit dot char 8 0, it fetch the zeroth character. That means this caret doing fetch a, b, and g and convert to uppercase, and after that we add slice method, and it takes argument 1 and end of the string length, so it prints left out all characters. Now try to print capital string. You can see apple, banana, and grapes with capital string. If you remove this code, then you can see then it only print a, b, and g. So and also slice method we are discussed in previous videos. Third one is extracting property. So for that let us create objects inside array. So const users, and inside array let us provide id, name, and age. Let us copy paste, change the name, also let us change the age, And now if we want to fetch only user's name, then const user's name is equal to users dot map, and after then it takes user. So if you try to print return user and console user, so you can see here console username. You can see it fetch all objects. So this user is for iterate all over the object, but we want to only name, then user dot name. Now try to run the JavaScript file and you can see it prints only user's name inside the user array. And also you can check this type using array method. Array dot is array, and it prints true. So it returns the arrays, and after that convert the temperature. So let us provide temperature, let's say 0, 25, 50 and 100, and after that const temperature in Fahrenheit, and after that give temp array inside map and take any number for Celsius, and also return the Celsius into 9 by 5 and plus 32. So try to print temperature in Fahrenheit. You can see 32, 77, 122 and 212. And finally is double odd numbers. So if odd is coming, then double up, else discard. So const all numbers is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And after that const double odd and pass all numbers array using map method. Here provide num, and if you want to pass index, then write index, and after that check if num percentage 2, if reminder left 0, then return num, else here we need to pass curly braces. So and else return num into 2. So this is for even numbers. If even number occurs, then return value, and if odd number occur, then multiply by 2, and after that console double odd array. You can see it prints 2, 2, 6, 4, 10, 6, 14, 8, 18 and 10. So it remove the all odd So it converts all odd elements to even elements multiply by 2. So here is the brief video of map method, how to use and when we need to use map method. We discussed in this video. In next video, we will discuss about filter method. Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about filter method. So filter method is another high order functions. High order functions means functions that take one or more functions as argument or return a function as their result. So when we use filter method, if we extract element from an array that meet a specific condition, then we use filter method. Let's say if we want to extract all time numbers from the array, then use filter method. And also filter method produce a new array without modify original array. Let us understand by code. So the first one is filter even numbers. So for that, let us create one array and after that const even numbers and numbers and dot filter method, and it take num. So if num 2 is equal to 0, then return num, and after that console even numbers. So you can see it prints 2, 4, 6 and 8. You can also use using arrow functions. So it take num and num percentage by 2 equal to 0. So it gives also same output. And other than, you can define functions separately and pass here functions is even and take num and return num percentage 2 equal to 0. So you can directly pass here functions like here return is even and pass num. So it is correctly working. So here is the few methods. And another question is filter string longer than 5 characters. That const words is equal to apple, banana, grapes, and cherry. And after that, let us define new array and filter word and use return word dot length greater than 5. So now console new word, you can see it prints banana, grapes and cherry. Move to another question. filter users over age 18. So for that, let us create one array. Inside that, create objects with ID, name, and age 21. Now copy paste. Here gives ID to name Bob, Charlie, David, 3 and 4, L, 26 and 11. Now const username is equal to users dot filter and pass user. After that, if user dot age greater than 18, then return user dot name. So console username, and now run a JavaScript file. So it gives two objects with age above 18, and move to another question. Filter prime numbers. So for that, const numbers, let us give different name or values, and give 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. And after that, const prime nums is equal to all values, and then dot using filter, and here pass is prime, and we make function separately. Function is prime and it take numbers, and check for let I is equal to 2 to I less than num. If num remainder by I is equal to 0, then return false, and otherwise return num greater than 1. Now console prime numbers. So you can see 2, 3, 5 and 7 is prime numbers. So here are the some questions that we can apply filter method here. Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about reduce method. So reduce method is also high order functions, and after that, why use reduce method? Reduce method is useful when you need to aggregate the element of array into a single values, such as calculating a sum, finding maximum or minimum number. So aggregate the elements of an array into single value, useful for like finding sum, then maximum number, minimum number, and also these functions provide new array without modify original array. So let us understand with some example. So here first example is sum numbers. So for that const create one array 1 2 3 4 5. After that const sum is equal to numbers dot reduce, and it takes two parameter, accumulator and current value, accumulator and current value. And after that, accumulator is equal to accumulator plus current value, and finally return accumulator, and here provide accumulator initialization. So first of all, let us console, and you can see the sum is 15. We need to here return keyword add, otherwise it not returns sum. So here is the accumulator. This accumulator result of the reduction. It start with the initial value provide as a second argument. So accumulator start with 0, and current value is current element being processed in the array during each iteration. So at the first iteration, current value is 1. At the second iteration, current value become 2. At the third iteration, current value become 3. And after that, accumulator start with 0. So accumulator is equal to accumulator plus current, that gives us to sum. If we start accumulator initialize with 5, then you can see the changes. The sum become 20. This all array sum become 15, and 15 plus initial with 5, so it gives 20. And finally, after return accumulator. So how it works, let us understand quickly. At the first iteration, accumulator is 0 and current is 1. And after, accumulator bar is equal to accumulator plus current, so accumulator become 1. After second iteration, accumulator become 1 and current become 2. So finally accumulator plus current, so accumulator become 3. At the third iteration, accumulator become 3 and current also 3. And so after adding accumulator plus current is become 6. At the fourth iteration, accumulator become 6 and current become 4. And after adding, accumulator become 10. And at the last iteration, accumulator is equal to 10 and current is equal to 5. So now accumulator become 15. So it results 15. And also let us understand with second example, finding maximum values. That const values is equal to, let's say, 10, 4, 20, 31, 56. Now let us declare const max values. After that, values array dot reduce, and it takes two parameter, accumulator and current. You can also give another name like a and b, it is also fine. It is also fine, but for understanding purpose we use accumulator and current and initialize accumulator with 0. And here we need to return math.max inside pass accumulator and current value, and after that console max values. Here write maximum values of values array, and you can see the maximum value of array 56. Now move to the another example. Question 3, find minimum value inside an array. So const array 1 is equal to, let us give 10, 20, 30, 1, 34, and for that const minimum values is equal to array 1 dot reduce and class accumulator and current value. Here return math dot minimum accumulator and current. If we want to find maximum value, then try to initialize with minimum value. And if we want to find minimum value inside an array, then accumulator gives maximum value as possible. So here let us give 10,000 the initial value. So console minimum value. Now you can see the minimum value is 1. Minimum values of array. You can see the minimum value is 1. And also you can print accumulator and current value. So you can understand what is happening at each iteration. Here accumulator and current value. So you can see the first iteration accumulator is 10,000. After that current 10, then accumulator become update and minimum value 10,000 and 10. The minimum value is 10. So after each iteration accumulator become 1. So it returns accumulator. And you also copy paste these and put into our finding some questions so you can proper understand. So first of all, we discussed each iteration. So you can see at the first iteration accumulator is 0 and current is 1. Then accumulator plus current become 1. And now current coming 2, then 1 plus 2 gives accumulator 3. And after that current is 3, then accumulator update by 3, then 6 become, and after that adding 4 accumulator become 10, and at the last element 5 add, then accumulator become reduce method. In next video we will see when to apply map method, filter method, and reduce method, and also we discussed about most asked interview questions and practice them. So if you have any doubt, then feel free to ask me. Hello everyone. In previous video, we already discussed about filter, map and reduce method. But the question is which method apply to particular questions. So here I make 3 or 4 questions. Before that, a map is used when here all three are higher order functions, higher order functions, and also create a create an new array create a new array without modify the original array. And after that, when we use map, so when you want to apply a functions to each element of an array and get a new array with the result. So when you want to apply functions to all element inside array, then use map. And when use filter, then you need to exclude some values from the array. And when we use reduce, so when you want to perform a cumulative operations in array or return a single value. So like if we want to sum of all element inside array, then return a single value. So and after that move to forward. The first question is fetch all products with price is less than 200. So first of all, let us create one object. So first of all, let us create one array const products. Inside array, we create object id1, then name laptop price 200. And after that, let us give different id. Here laptop, then phone and TV, add earbuds, home theater. Change the price, laptop price 400 and phone price 200, 300, and TV price make 600, earbuds make 100, and home theater price 150. So now the question is fetch all products with price is less than 200. So here we need to exclude some values from the array. So we use filter method. For that, create a new array, filtered products, and after that product filter, and it takes product, and after that return product, return product dot price is less than 200, and console filtered product. First of all, let us run JavaScript file here, clear, and run again. So you can see it gives two objects. First one is earbuds and second one is home theater. That price is less than 200. And if you want to use if condition, then it is also fine. If product dot price is less than 200, then return product. So it gives same output. Here write filter product with price. And after that, second question is add 10% discount to all products. So we have these array products. So here it need to apply 10% discount to all products. So when you want to apply functions to all element, then we use map function. So for that, const update price is equal to products, then map, here pass product as a parameter, and we update product price is equal to product price plus 0.1, that means 10% into product price, and then return products. So after console update price, here console after add 10% discount to all products and give new line. So you can see here the update price after add 10% discount to all products. The before apply map method it price 400 then 440. So another question is find total price of all products. So for that, if we want to find total price, that means return one value. So we need to use reduce method. For that, const total price is equal to products dot reduce and here pass accumulator and current. Before, but rather than use accumulator and current, we use total and price. So price is and here total is equal to total plus price and then return total and we need to initializer accumulator, so initialize with 0. In this scenario accumulator is total and current is price. So let us print one price console total price is total price. So you can see here we need to product and here update the product dot price. So now you can see the result total price is 1705. So also you console if you have no if you have some doubt in reduce then try to console total price total and after that also console product, so it gives whole product and here current is product. So we extract the price, so here write product dot price. You can see the at the first iteration total is 0 and price for 40 is added to be total and after that another product comes then 330 also added and at the last total price is shown. And another question is find total areas of all rectangle. So for rectangles inside area width is equal to 1020 and let's say paste another and change the width and height, let's say make 10 and 10. So now here we need to return one value. So in this scenario we use reduce method. So for that const total area is equal to rectangles dot reduce and after total area and rectangle it fetch single object. So here we need write to total area is equal to total area plus rectangle's width into rectangle's height and after we need to return total area and initializer 0. So in this scenario our accumulator is total area and current is rectangle and first of all console area is total area. So you can see it prints total area of all rectangles. Also, if you have some doubt, then console total area and total area, and also give width and height. So you can see the first one is 0, initialize with 0, and width and height is 20. So it compute and total area become 200, and after another iteration another rectangle comes, and also at the last area is 4700. So here is the some most asked interview questions. When will you give the JavaScript interview? Then most of questions asked of methods of array like map, reduce and filter, and you face similar kind of questions that we covered in this video. In next videos we will explore more methods of array. Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about for each loop. What is for each loop and how to define for each loop. And also we will discuss when use for each loop and when you should use for loop, for each and map. But first of all, for each is a higher order function. And you don't need to manage index manually. So in previous video we already see that arrays has indexes and object has not indexes. So object has key value pair. And after that, let us define one array. Const colors is equal to red, green, yellow, and blue. And after that, colors dot for each functions. It takes functions and color. So it take every element and let's say console color. So it iterate over the colors array and print one by one. Let us run the JavaScript file. Okay, you can see red, green, yellow, and blue printed. And after that, if you want to const number is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and after use for each method, it takes, let us use arrow functions. So here it takes num and second parameter if you want to give then pass index. So you can see console num is equal to pass the num and also pass index. So now let us print. So you can see here is the number and here is the indexing. So zero base indexing. Now if we want to number by 2, so it multiply with 2. So you can see 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So here is the for each method and how to apply and how to pass functions inside that. So what is the difference between for each and for? So when you need to work with index, then use for loop. Otherwise, when you don't need to manage index manually, then use for each method. For each, for each has simpler syntax and cleaner code. So this provides a simple syntax you can apply with any array. And when you need to control over the loop index, then you can use for loop. And what is the difference between for each and map? So first of all, you can see letters const and then numbers, let us says values is equal to 2 3 4. Now first of all, double the multiply with 3, multiply with 3. So now first of all, use map and after use for each, then we know the difference between for each and map. So for map, const new value is equal to values dot map, and inside pass the value, and if you want to pass index then pass, and here return value into 2. Now you can see console new values. So you can see for 6 and 8, but in case of for each, then use values dot for each, and it take value and console value into 3, multiply with 3. So you can see 6 9 and 12. So what is the difference between for each and map? So first of all, map create a new array, create a new array without modify original array, and map return that new array. And what is the major difference for each? So for each method does not return anything. So if you want to new array, then use map, otherwise use for each. So this is the main difference, map, and this is the main difference between for each and map. So this is the main difference between for each and map. So if you don't want to create another array, if you don't need to manage index manually, then use for each, otherwise use for loop. So here is the brief video about for each method, what is for each method, and when we use for each method, difference between for each and for loop, also difference between for each and map. In upcoming videos, we will more discuss about methods of array. Hello everyone. In this video, we will talk about every method, and in next video, we also discuss about some method. So first of all, every method is a higher order functions. So that means that take as an argument one or two functions and return a functions their results. So what does every method do? So every method return a boolean value. If all element satisfy condition, particular condition, that return true. else return false, else return false. And some method return true when any one element satisfy the condition. So here is the major difference about every method and some method. So first of all, let us create one array. Const numbers is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and after that const all positive numbers, that numbers, and apply every method. It takes argument. So let's say pass num, and also we don't need to return directly num greater than 0. Now console all positive. So run the JavaScript file. It prints true, and also check type of. So you can see the type of boolean. And let's say add one negative element -2, then it prints false. So we also write this manner into simpler functions. Let's say fast functions, and then pass num and return num greater than 0. So it is also correctly working. So here is the about every method. If all elements satisfied the particular condition, that returns true, otherwise false. So let us create one array on students. On students is equal to inside array pass the id 1, then name, lies, and grade 56. So now change the id, name, and grades. Bob, Charlie, David, and here give 43, 42, and give 78, and give 87. So now here apply every method. Check all students grade above 50 or not. So for that, const all past, so is equal to students dot every method, and here pass student object, and you can see return student dot grade. So here is the actual student grade. So this student is a whole objects, and if greater than 50. Now console all past. So you can see, okay, let us comment out this code and let run the JavaScript file. So clear, and now it prints false. So that means all students are not passed because this ID has 42 marks. Let's say here update and 40, see the changes, then it prints true. That means all student has marks within minimum 40 or that more. So here is the brief video about every method. In next video, we will discuss about sum method. Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about sum method. So in previous video, we already discussed about every method, which that every method is also higher order functions and sum method is also higher order functions. So what does sum method do? So first of all, this method return Boolean value. If any or if at least one element passed the specific condition, then return true, else return false. So there in every condition, all elements should pass the specific condition, then return true. But in case of sum method, if at least one element pass the condition, so that also return true. So here is the difference between sum and every. Array numbers is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and const has even number. Check this array has even numbers or not. So for that numbers apply sum method and here pass num and inside that into curly braces return num divided by 2 is equal to 0. If true, if this num if remainder is 0, then return true for each values. And let's say console has even numbers, so you can see run the javascript file, it prints true, so it has a even numbers like 2 and 4. But when we remove 4 and 2, that you can see it returns false. So in this number none of even number present inside array. But let's say also apply every method here, so you can understand has even number every and apply every, and after that console even number every, so you can see the first is true. So some method gives true value because 2 and 4 presents, and every method returns false value. Why false value returns for every method? All element pass this specific condition. If all element pass this specific condition, then and that return true, otherwise return false. So here is the basic difference between every and sum method. So let us understand by one another example. Const students is equal to inside array pass id, then name, alias, and let's say grade 67. So copy paste alias, then Bob, here present Charlie, David, and Eva. So 57, change the grade 78, 85, 94, 93, and let's say here add comma and change the ID. Now let us apply some method to check student pass or not. For that const as past students is equal to students dot sum, and inside student and return student dot grade greater than 50. So console has passing students. So you can see it returns true value. So let us comment this code, save, and it prints true. So here also let us change the value 17, 27, 37, 85, and 33. So it prints true also. Why? Because in this array David has a 85 marks. So this element satisfy condition. So if any of one element pass the condition, then some method return true. But in case of every method, all elements satisfied condition, then and that return true. So here is the difference between some method and every method. In upcoming videos, we are more exploring methods of array. Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about more array methods. So start with find method. All these methods are higher order functions. Find. So this method used to locate the first element in the array that satisfy a specific condition, and if found, it returns a value, and otherwise it return undefined. So if find satisfy result, then return value, otherwise return undefined. So let us understand by code. So const user, and inside array id1 name give alias, and copy paste here change name Bob and Charlie, and give different id 2 and 3. Now find users with id is equal to 2. So for that we can use find method. Const found user is equal to users dot find, and after that here pass parameter user, and user dot id is equal to 2, then return, otherwise return undefined. So let's say console found user. Here need to write users. Now run the JavaScript file. You can see it fetch second id with name Bob. If we want to try to find id number 5, and it returns undefined. So here is the use of find method, and after that second method is reverse method. So here reverse the array, like const numbers is equal to 1 2 3 4 5, and console numbers and read numbers, and after numbers dot reverse, let us print after reverse numbers after reverse. So you can see, first of all clear the console. You can see the first one is 1 2 3 4 5, and after apply reverse method 5 to 1 printed, and the third method is fill method. fill method is used to fill all the elements of array with a specific value. Like fill the all elements of an array with specific value. Like const new array equal to, let's say, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and now new array dot fill and pass zeros, and after that console new array. So you can see it filled with zeros, all zeros. And now you want to here add 3, and now here also you want to 2 to 5 index want to fill with 0, and other are same as, then it is also possible. So for that new array here filled and give starting index to end index, new array dot fill here, and you are, so you can see we give second to 4 index. So this is 0 1 2 3 and 4. So here the first argument is value, second is starting index, and after that end index minus 1. So it not include end index, and after that fourth is splice method dot splice method. So this method used to change content of array by removing or replacing items. So let us try to, so let us declare one array fruits and give apple, banana, grapes, cherry, and here also first of all remove banana from the list, from the array, and add kiwi. For that const remove the fruit is equal to fruit, use splice method, and it takes first index to second index and add kiwi. So let's say console remove the fruits, and also console fruits. So it prints apple, kiwi, and cherry. So here the first argument one is starting index, and after that here is the end index. So end index. So in this range all values should be removed, and here argument should be inserted. So here insert arguments. Like if we want to add another watermelon, it is correctly working. So you can see the removed item is banana and grapes 1 to 2, and add kiwi and watermelon. So kiwi, watermelon, and cherry. Also, if we want to only remove elements, so for that const, let's say we want to remove banana, then banana's index is 1. So for that const remove banana and fruits dot splice, and here also you need to pass start and n index. So for that, start index is 1 and n index is also 1. And here const. So you can see after removing banana, okay, we need to remove comment this code. And after you can see apple, grapes and cherry. So here banana removes, and also you can console remove banana. And also if you want to add another element like apple 2, then you can see it removes banana, insert apple 2. So here is the brief video about methods of array. In upcoming videos we will discuss sort method in array. Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about flat method. So it is designed to flatten nested arrays, making them simpler version of arrays. Like if we have nested arrays 1, 2, then array inside array for 5 and 5. So after apply flat method, it convert into simpler form like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So it is useful while working or fetching data using APIs. So for that, let us create one array const nested arrays and give 1, 2, 3 after 4, then 5 and 6. So const attend array is equal to nested array dot flat. So after that, console flat array. So you can see after apply flat method, we get a new array with all elements brought to the top level. And also if we want to specify here depth like this too, then you can see output all elements should brought at the top level which have a depth 2. So here is a short video about how flat method works. Hello everyone. In this video, we will talking about sort method in JavaScript. So the sort method is used to sort the element of an array. By default, it converts element into string and sort them based on their ASCII value code. We already know what is the ASCII value, and so that, so first of all, let us create one array const fruits is equal to pass banana, orange, apple and grapes. And after that let us console fruits and apply sort method, and after that console fruits. Now let us run the JavaScript file. Now you can see the array has been sorted based on their string A, B, G and O. So now let us discuss about numbers is equal to 10, 3, 1, 5, and now console numbers, and after that apply sort method. Now console numbers. So you can see it may not produce the our expected output. Why? Because if numbers convert into string and based on string there will be sorting. So here default sort method is not working, not expected output. So here we can use our custom sort method. So for that const numbers is equal to 10, 3, 1, 5. And after that console numbers here, use numbers dot sort and pass function. It function take two parameters a and b and return a minus b. So it print ascending order to the numbers array. Now console numbers. So you can see 1, 3, 5 and 10. So in comparison function structure. So in comparison function, subtract b from a. If result is negative, a comes before b, and if positive, b comes before a. If result negative, then a comes before b. If result positive, b comes before a. So if we want to print descending order, there here we subtract b minus a, so it prints descending order 10, 5, 3 and 1. And also return a minus b. It's for ascending order and it's for descending order. So now sorting based on price, high to low and low to high. For that, let us create one array const products is equal to inside array we pass id and then product name. Let us pass laptop price 1200 and copy paste and PID and also form and price is 800. Here can be price 900. Give unit and give Bluetooth speaker price 400. So now sort low to high. That means ascending order. So for that products dot sort and inside function pass to parameter a and b and return a dot price minus b dot price. Let us console low to high and after that print products. So you can see it's sorting based on low to high by default price 400, 800, 900 and 1200. And also if we want to find price by high to low, that means descending order. Console high to low and after that products dot sort take function with two parameters a and b and return b dot price minus a dot price and console products. So you can see it's sorting based on price high to low. So here is the brief video about sort method, how sort method works in string, how sort method in works in numbers, and how apply custom sort method as per our need.